Figure 18 shows the structure of the human heart. So this is the human heart. So the question is, explain how the structure of the heart is related to its function. So the function of the heart, it is to pump blood to all parts of the body. That is the function of the heart. So number one, let's first of all identify the parts of the heart. So this is the vena cava, and this is the right atrium. This valve, it is called tricuspid valve, and this is a tendon, and this is the right ventricle. This part here, it is what we call septum, and this is the pulmonary artery, and this is the semi-runner valve. This is the left ventricle, and this is the left atrium, and this is the bicuspid valve. And this is the aortic semirunner valve. This is the aortic semirunner valve. This one, it is the pulmonary semirunner valve. And this is the pulmonary vein. This is the aorta. So these are the parts of the heart. Explain how the structure of the heart is related to its function. So the function of the heart, it is to pump blood to all parts of the body. So number one, the heart, it has the ventricles, which pumps blood out of the heart. That is number one. So ventricles, they pump blood out of the heart. Then when you look at the left ventricle hole, the hole of the left ventricle is thick. The hole of the left ventricle, it is thicker than the hole of the right ventricle. So now the reason is very simple. This hole, it is thick to produce more pressure to pump blood. Remember that the left ventricle, it is pumping blood at a long distance. The right ventricle, it is pumping blood at a short distance. So to contain more pressure, the left ventricle's wall, it is very thick. Then the heart, it has valves. So the function of valves is to prevent the backflowing of blood. It has the septum. So septum, it stops oxygenated blood mixing with deoxygenated blood. This is the septum. So the septum, it prevents the mixing of deoxygenated blood with the oxygenated blood. Then the heart, it has the vena cava, which carries deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body to the right atrium of the heart. Then we have the aorta. So the aorta, it supplies oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to all parts of the body. we have the pulmonary artery. So the pulmonary artery, it carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. The diagram shows a vertical section of the heart. Name the blood vessels labeled A, B, and C. So this is the heart and its associate parts. So number one, you should know the parts of the heart, very important, and their functions. So part A, name the blood vessels labeled A, B, and C. So the part labeled A. So A, this is the one that is taking away blood from the right part of the heart going to the lungs. Okay, so A, it is the pulmonary artery. So part A, it is the blood vessel which is taking away blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. So that is pulmonary artery. So this pulmonary artery, it carries deoxygenated blood. So from the right part of the heart to the lungs. For what reason? For purification. So blood goes to the lungs for purification. So this is our B. So what is this B? So B, it is the one which is supplying oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. So it is taking away blood from the left ventricle, then to all parts of the body. So B, it is the aorta. So this is how blood is moving. So that is the aorta. So B, it is the aorta. Then we have C. So C, it is the one that is supplying oxygenated blood to the left part of the heart from the lungs. So C, it is pulmonary vein. So this is how blood is flowing from the lungs to the left atrium, from the left atrium to the left ventricle, from the left ventricle to all parts of the body through the aorta, which is in B. So part B, match one of the letters from the diagram with each of the following. Part 1, a chamber which pumps blood to the body organs. So the chamber that pumps blood to the body organs, that is the left ventricle. So the left ventricle, it is in E. So E, it is the left ventricle. Part 2, a blood vessel which carries blood to the lungs. So it is A, which is the pulmonary artery. So this one is the one which carries deoxygenated blood. So there the answer, it is A. Then part 3, a valve which prevents blood flowing back into the left atrium. This is the left atrium. So the valve that prevents the backflowing blood into the left atrium, it is in D. So D, which is the bicuspid valve, it prevents blood flowing back into the left atrium. So the answer is D. 4. A chamber which pumps blood to the lungs. So the right ventricle, it is the one which pumps blood, which is deoxygenated blood, to the lungs. So the answer is F. Part 5. Tendons which support the valves. So G, these are tendons. These are tendons which supports these valves. So G, it is the tendons. Part C, describe the relative oxygen content of the blood at point X and Y on the diagram. So at point X, which is the left atrium, it contains high content of oxygen. So blood at point X, which is the left atrium, it contains high content of oxygen. Why? Because it is coming from the lungs where blood is being oxygenated. Then at Y, this is the right ventricle. The right ventricle, it contains deoxygenated blood, which has high content of carbon dioxide, very less content of oxygen. So Y, it has less content of oxygen, then X, it has high content of oxygen. So blood at point X is oxygenated blood, which contains high content of oxygen. Blood at point Y is deoxygenated, which contains low contents of water, oxygen. Figure 3.1 shows a section through the heart. So that is the heart. So this is the right part of the heart. This is the left part of the heart. So these are the arrows that are showing the movement of blood. So the right part of the heart, it contains deoxygenated blood, and the left part of the heart, it is oxygenated blood. Part A1, from figure 3.1, identify the two blood vessels labeled G and I. So G, it is the one which is bringing deoxygenated blood to the right atrium, which is the right part of the heart. So G, it is the vena cava. And I, it is the blood vessel which is taking away oxygenated blood from the left part of the heart, which is the left ventricle, to all parts of the body. So I, it is the aorta. Part 2, which of the labeled blood vessels carry oxygenated blood back to the heart? So the labeled blood vessel that carry oxygenated blood back to the heart, it is J, which is the pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein, it's the one which carries oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the left part of the heart. So there the answer is J. Three, identify valve K and state its function. So valve K, this is the valve that is along I, which is the aorta. So it is called aortic semi-runner valve. Its function, it is to ensure that blood flows in one direction, or it prevents the backflow of blood. Part B, describe the movement of blood from the time it enters the heart at J until it exits at I. So this is J, which is the pulmonary vein, and I, that is the aorta. So how can we describe the movement of blood from the time it enters the heart at J until it exits at I? J, it is the pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein, it is the blood vessel that carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. So from the left atrium, blood will move to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, blood will be pumped to all parts of the body through the aorta, which is the eye. So that is our 2 marks. So oxygenated blood from the lungs enters the left atrium through J. From the left atrium, blood moves to the left ventricle. Then it is pumped to all parts of the body through I. Some poor diets can increase the risk of a heart attack. Suggest 2 other factors apart from diet that could increase the risk of a heart attack. So number 1, smoking. Number 2, emotional stress. Number 3, lack of exercise. So we are not going to include excessive intake of fats because it is already mentioned there. Some poor diets can increase the risk of a heart attack. So this one, it is already mentioned. So we are not going to include it there. But now, additionally, how can we prevent heart attack? Preventions. Number 1, avoid smoking. Number 2, avoid emotional stress. Number 3, exercise regularly. Then the last one, avoid excessive intake of fats.